It's kind of funny too, the fact that you're shooting French guys. They're in these different levels, like the jungle levels you just saw, and the French levels, we recorded actual French. So we would write the lines in English and have French people translate them, and then have actors come in and read those lines. This level is more of a chase, which is kind of cool. The first kind of chase was a little bit of Charles Marcus. You kind of see him run out in the beginning, but in this level, you're actually chasing him across a couple of different maps. That's the jump right there to
I love those quick cuts. Yeah, I love those quick cuts where you don't have to wait around. Just a quick cut, and then you're into the next area.
We tried to capture the feel of Europe in this level, and actually sent Manuela de Sousa out to her hometown of France, and she shot a lot of stuff out there for us. I actually went out to Paris and shot a lot of stuff myself. But we had this idea of the terrorist cells being in Europe, in Paris, and then once you get those guys, then that leads you to Afghanistan-Pakistan border. A lot of these animations you're seeing are all different per level, so I didn't want to make one of these games where you just see the same death animation in each level. I wanted to make something where it's really visceral, and every time you enter a new level, there's 5 or 6 new shotgun deaths you see, or 5 or 6 new sniper deaths you see.
Yeah, people have responded really well to the variation. This level is really cool. This is one of my favorite levels in the Paris.
We tried to send Manuela into the catacombs, and she went in, she got in, but there wasn't too far she could go without these underground escorts that take you in. But a lot of people in Europe go on vacation during the summer. That helicopter pilot actually is the voice of Jake Cotton, our lead artist on this project. We picked him because he had a really good, deep voice. I like this level. The terror camp is something that, those images on CNN and the news that you see all the time of the Al-Qaeda terrorists, some of the footage is actually licensed for this game as well, but, those images just were etched in our minds as well, so
this is where those guys train. This is where they train to be terrorists. And what better place to send the player than to mop up the terrorist schools and training grounds?
I tell you, we've been developing this game for quite a while, a couple of years actually. And every time I bring it back home to New York, and some of my friends that actually were in downtown and saw everything and had to escape and all of that. Obviously we weren't there, but my friends that were there played this game, and they were just like, they love it. There's something cathartic about shooting terrorists. There's something just really satisfying about that, and I've spent many hours doing it.
That was cool. He sniped through the
the peephole,
and he took out that turret gun. This guy's been playing the game for a while.
Yeah, those little things like that we set up so that a gamer that kind of just doesn't blow through the game but kind of looks for different vantage points and hiding spots can actually take advantage. There he just picked up the American flag invincibility. I love that icon. It's just we had a variety of different invincibilities with different screen effects. Some of them looked like you were tripping on acid or something, but we finally wound up with this one. It's a little more toned down.
It fits the theme of the game, which is kind of a patriotic, justice theme.
So here we go. Here we're hunting after Public Enemy #1. This is Insta Boogie from ARC-21. Great track.
Somebody's getting whacked.
Here the player is sniping from across the switchback and taking out one of the RPG launching Al-Qaeda terrorists.
There's a guy in patrol, so you can play this level with the silencer. We actually drop that back right behind where you start in this level, so you can turn around when you start on this level and pick up the silencer. Now this guy's up in the caves. We really wanted to embody this or capture this feeling of cave fighting, and you're working your way up the switchback in the Khyber Pass in Afghanistan. You're actually back in this is the last level of the game, second to last level of the game, but you're revisiting that first level, kind of coming full circle, if you will, with the guys that shot your helicopter down in the beginning of the game.
One of my favorite things about this level is that you use the weapons of the Al-Qaeda and of the Taliban against them, the AK-47s, the AKs,
the RPGs.
The RPGs. It's great to pick up their weapons and use it against them, and many of the other weapons were issued by Cypher and such, but this is one of my favorite levels in terms of the weapon progression.
We wanted to build these levels so that they're so frenzied. Guys are just coming at you you left and right. Like imagine if you were over there, and you were by yourself, and you got stuck in a firefight. You'd be kind of hosed. So you need to be like the all-powerful Jake Seaver to get out of it. But it's just a lot of fun to be wailing on these guys left and right and seeing them die. That's our patronage that we paid to the fuel air bomb. We wanted to make kind of a portable fuel air bomb for cave cleaning, so you could just launch it into a cave, and anything within 20-foot radius would just incinerate.
That's right, and it was cool because each of the weapons have a primary and a secondary attack, so we were able to kind of combine the flamethrower with that and make a unique weapon.
This is one area that we actually couldn't really location scout. We didn't go to Afghanistan. We actually considered going out there, and that was August of 2001.
Before 9/11, yeah, it was actually, we were actually considering shooting in Afghanistan, but that became a non-issue.
Somewhere in the Middle East to get the feel of it. But we wound up doing research and books and online instead. And we actually did photograph other caves, some out here in California, some down in Puerto Rico, but we never made it to Afghanistan.
In fact, I think that was the only level, right, John, that we didn't actually shoot and get there.
Yeah, that was the only world we didn't actually travel to. Like Utah, we went to the Caribbean, the inner cities.
Here Jake finds Linda.
This is another example. We had a
POW in the game.
American POW. She happened to be female. It was kind of sort of the princess, if you will, as other games use rescue the princess kind of concept. But
she's been in the game since 2000, I think.
Yeah, there's the final fight.
There he is. Osama.
1,000 more will rise. We were like, well, what would he say if Jake Seaver met him? And Jake's, he's Irish-Italian from New York, so he's going to be like, I'm going to kick your ass,
Yeah, it's pretty funny. Everyone gets a kick out of this, and it's fun to beat up on Bin Laden, and I think a lot of people will get enjoyment out of it.
Bin Laden's actually been practicing martial arts, as you can see, but we wanted to be able to wail on him and just beat the hell out of him.
In real life, I think he walks with a cane, and he's supposedly hooked up to a kidney machine or something, so he might not actually make, in real life, a formidable opponent, but he'll go toe-to-toe with Jake in our game. Here he's getting walked out now into the final extraction area. This is one of the favorite scenes in the game.
In real life, he'd probably be a martyr, but we wanted to, bring him in. There it is. It's a little side kick and
this is the best.
knee kick
1,
to the
2,
face.
3.
And a triple cut with that slow-mo, kind of like a speed ramp, if you will. But there it is. There's the end of the game.